your member of parliament in your constituency is doing well by attending parliamentary duties in the plenary or committee, plenary especially in parliament, well, a new parliamentary attendance audit has revealed that several members of parliament failed to attend sittings without authorized leave, covering 43 sessions between January and March 2025. The audit found that number of legislators were repeatedly absent, with some recording more than 20 unauthorized absence during the period under review. I want to share with you some members of parliament and the number of days they went to parliament on the floor I'm talking about. So Frimpong Joseph, the member of parliament from Koko, attended parliamentary duties, that's on the floor, for just 22 days. K-Senator Forson, the Minister for Finance, Member of Parliament for Jumaku Nyanesiam for 17 days. Iman Lama Kufibwa for 16 days. Kujito Ablakwa MP Notong 14 days. A number of them 14. And then the list is 8 days. The report also named 34 members of parliament who showed unwavering dedication to attending all 43 sittings held between January 7 and March 29, 2025. Also, except of few members of parliament, Felicia, that's the Kentampo MP, Oforikrom MP, Dom Kwabenya MP, Chirponi MP, Tamale North MP, Bia West, Achumon Kwahoma, Asante Atim South, Okankwe North, Pusiga, Lejokuku, Sohum, Bumburuku, Ijra, Sechedumase, Bebieni, Arianso, Bekwai, and a number of them, they attended all parliamentary sittings, that's on the floor. About 34 of them attending all 43 sittings held between January and March. But listening to the member of parliament for Damango and a former minister for land and natural resources, Samuel Abu Janapo, bemoaning the continuous absence by the majority in the chamber to transact government business. Listen.
Let me point out some of them. The Speaker, papers are to be laid. The scholarship scheme of our country, where students, the welfare of students is to be discussed here in this house. Government business. And yet they don't come to parliament. 189 of them, super majority, 2/3 of parliament. They say we are micro minority. Numbers, quantities, Mr. Speaker, and yet they cannot carry government business through. Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude by submitting. The Ghanaian people killed. The Ghanaian people stood in the sun on December 7th. The Ghanaian people gave them an extraordinary mandate. The Ghanaian people gave them 189 members of parliament because they want President Mohammed's business and agenda to go through this house without any hindrance. And yet, they cannot produce 90 of the 189 of them to form quorum for us to proceed to conduct business in this house. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, this majority, this 189 of them, the quantity, I want to conclude by saying this is an absent super majority, an absent 189 majority. They can do better, and they should feel embarrassed, not us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So that's the member of parliament for Damango and also the former minister for land and natural resources. My colleague Havila Kekeli joins me on the phone because there was a reaction from the member of parliament for South Dai, that's Roxanne Nelson, Eti Kwame Dapia Makbo. Kekeli, what exactly was his concern? Also, what was his justification to the members of parliament who have been absent on the floor of parliament?
Yesterday, before the House adjourned, he gave a directive to various leaders of committees to not fix that is committee meetings to any time around plenary sessions. But today he gave the indication that several committees were having meetings even at the time that they were having the plenary session, something which he wasn't so enthused about, and preyed on the speaker, upon the speaker to ring the bell for 10 minutes per the standing orders to allow them quickly rush to the chamber.
Instead of my brother Abu making his arguments within the premise of the law, Speaker, he decides to do propaganda. Yesterday we did business, government business. We conducted government business on this floor. Now, please, Speaker, please. This is the evidence of what happened yesterday. Yesterday there were 176 members of this house. 176. The records will bear us out. So the propaganda that the mighty minority are absent is not borne out by the records. The mighty majority are absent is not borne out by the record. So when issues are raised, Mr. Speaker, these are matters of procedure. We cannot sidestep the procedure and do otherwise. It is good you have proceeded within 64(3). You are drawing Mr. Speaker's attention to an alleged absence of the adequate numbers for a commencement quorum. The law provides what should be done. I believe the Right Honorable Speaker will direct the clerks at table to ring the bell. The numbers will come in and will proceed. Now, Mr. Speaker, having said this, I believe that yesterday you had cause to encourage members to attend upon the House at 2 p.m. Speaker, before we adjourn, the records will bear me out that I drew the attention of leadership of committees. Speaker, we have discovered that leaders of committees are arranging committee business in the afternoon, when we have all agreed that committee businesses should be arranged in the morning, so that when it is 2 p.m., we'll be ready to conduct business at plenary. Speaker, today's order paper again shows that there are advertised meetings of committees for the afternoon, when we had encouraged them that they should shift the afternoon sittings of committees to the morning, so that in the afternoon we'll have adequate numbers at plenary. So, Speaker, we implore leaders of committees, chairmen and ranking members, that they should arrange committee businesses from about 9 a.m. up to about midday, so that by 1 p.m. we'll be ready to start business at 2 p.m. We are depleted because of the committee sittings. As we speak, public accounts is sitting. They just adjourn for the day. A committee on state interest is sitting. Committee on communications also sat, and others are also sitting. So, Mr. Speaker, committee numbers on the average are about 24. So if you have 3 committees sitting, that is in excess of 75 plus. So we encourage the committee members to conduct business in the morning, so that in the afternoons we'll be ready.
So that's the Member of Parliament for South Dai, Roxanne Nelson Eti Kwame Dapiamakbo. Kakeli, what was the Speaker's conclusion on this particular matter?
So the Speaker gave a directive for the bill to be rung for 10 minutes, after which a roll call was made, that is, they counted the number of people in the chamber, which gave the indication that there were about 106 of them that were present. So the House continued with proceedings.
Permitted me to give effect to our standing orders by directing the clerks at table cause the bell to be rung. It was very obvious when we started that the numbers actually fell far below a quorum, but our rules are clear on that, and so I direct that the bell be rung, and they give us minutes to proceed, only 10 minutes. So if you actually meant what you were doing, you should have allowed this take place, and by this time the 10 minutes would have been gone. But knowing your business, you continue the usual way. So please, clerks at table, cause the bell to be rung, and then we'll continue with the business. I have my timing here, and when it's 10 minutes, we'll count to see what number we have on the floor, and that will determine whether we adjourn or we continue with business. As you direct, clerks at table, please. Honorable members, in the meantime, we have, you can see
Our gallery is 103. So, honorable members, we have a quorum to proceed with the business of the House.
So that's the Speaker of Parliament, right on our Urban Kingsford, Sumana Bagbin. Well, Special Prosecutor Kwesi Jabin has revealed that the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 5 other persons involved in the SML scandal will be officially charged with corruption and corruption-related activities by the end of November this year, while Ken Ofori-Atta served as the Finance Minister between 2017 and 2024. He unlawfully paid over 1.4 billion Ghana cedis to Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited without any work done. The remaining 5 others are Ernest Akure, Emmanuel Kofi Inti, former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Amishadai Owusu Amwa, former Commissioner General of the GRA, Isaac Akrento, former Commissioner of Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, Kujo Damwa, who is also a former Commissioner of Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. According to the Special Prosecutor, it will recover all financial losses to the state from these 6 persons and also recover 125 million Ghana cedis from Strategic Mobilization Limited. Take a listen.
The outcome of the investigation is that the OSP will charge the following persons with various corruption and corruption-related offences before the end of November 2025. 1. Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta, former Minister of Finance. 2. Ernest Akore, Chef de Cabinet to Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta as Minister of Finance. 3. Emmanuel Kofi Inti, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 4. Amishadai Owusu Amwa, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 5. Isaac Krensel, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. 6. Kujo Damwa, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and Member of Parliament for German South constituency. As part of the process, the OSP will seek to recover the financial loss caused to the Republic from the persons listed above. Also, the OSP will recover a total amount of 125 million cedis from SM.
So that's the Special Prosecutor, Lawyer Kwesi Jabin. Emmanuel Wilson is the Chief Crusader for Crusaders Against Corruption, who was always criticized the office of the Special Prosecutor, describe it as a white elephant. Mr. Wilson, good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time on 505. So Kwesi Jabin, that's the Special Prosecutor, talked about the prosecution of the former Finance Minister in line with the corruption and corruption-related offenses that's because of this deal between DRA and Strategic Mobilization Limited. Let me have your reaction to that, sir.
Well, thank you so much. First off, after listening to the Special Prosecutor, the question that comes into mind is, what is new? It looks like the Special Prosecutor was just reiterating what he has already told us, or what we all know. Indeed, probably the only thing that is of relevance in the number of minutes or hours that he spent talking to us has to do with he telling us that by the end of next month, being November, he's going to start prosecution. That is literally the new thing. And so if he's going to start prosecution, that is fine. We expect him to do that, and we're really expecting him to have done that. If you go into the details, sometimes when the Special Prosecutor comes to tell us things regarding the investigations that he has done or his office has done, we are very skeptical and we are careful as to how quickly we embrace it, because he ends up going to court and we end up getting nothing out of it. And so when you embrace fully anything and everything the Special Prosecutor comes out to say regarding investigation, there's a higher tendency that you end up being disappointed, because he may go to court and at the end of the day, nothing good will come out of it. Having said that, it is also important that in all of the things that has been said today, I was expecting the Special Prosecutor to let us know or assure us that he has taken a cue from what the Attorney General said. I think somewhere last week when he did his press engagement.
Yeah.
There was one profound thing the Attorney General said, which was so assuring. And he said, and I try to quote or summarize it, that I have been a very effective lawyer in private sector or private practice. I am not going to disgrace myself, or I'm not going to allow myself to be determined or to be termed as an incompetent public lawyer. And I think that is what the special prosecutor needs to learn from, because speedily he has established himself, and I'm making reference to the special prosecutor, he has established himself that when it comes to he discharging his duties as a public lawyer, he seems to be communicating some abilities of incompetence. And we expect that that perception, he will be able to change it for his own sake.
We've seen this press conference before several times by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, especially regarding the same GRA and SML deal involving the former finance minister. Months down the line, he's now coming up with another press conference. Again, the conversation about a kind of rata involving other corruption and corruption-related offences, aside from the GRA and the SML contract. Many were expecting the OSP or the special prosecutor to even talk about that, especially when the finance minister will be in the country and when he also be prosecuted on that particular discussion as well. Do you think the special prosecutor, like many others see, he's just playing with the minds of Ghanaians in terms of the fight against corruption?
That has been so consistent with me and my organization, that a special prosecutor, in fact, I have gotten to a stage of saying that if you have any corruption or corruption-related matters and you want it to be made a foolish case, as we normally use the phrase here, then the best person you have to run to is the special prosecutor, because he has a way of just playing with the minds of people, the taxpayer, and at the end of the day, he makes the case so foolish that it becomes irrelevant in the court of competent jurisdiction. The best he does is to bring cases to the public courts. He will ridicule you in the public space. And for me, I think a lot of people who are being tried for corruption-related matters, they will prefer court of public opinion to the court of competent jurisdiction. And so, yes, if anyone has that impression that a special prosecutor is playing with the minds of the taxpayer, I think rightly so. The special prosecutor himself has communicated so through his actions and in his inactions. And that is why I have said consistently that it is either we collapse the special prosecutor's office so that we can save the taxpayers money and probably make it a department under the Attorney General's ministry, or if we are not, then probably the appointers, making reference to the president or the executive, should find a way of, reconsidering the appointment of the current special prosecutor, because we are not making or we are not getting any value from the office.
There's an example of the special prosecutor Kiseja been going to court, especially with the Cecilia Dapa case and other cases being thrown out of court, or the court disagrees with this evidence being provided. What should Ghanaians expect from this investigation transitions into formal charges and possible court proceedings by the end of November? Because that's the deadline.
I would rather want to tell Ghanaians not to have so much hope, because anything involving the special prosecutor, the chances of it ending up bad is higher than having the chance of it ending up good. And so we shouldn't really have our hopes high when it involves the special prosecutor.
You think the 1.4 billion the OSP is trying to recover is unrealistic?
Well, I wouldn't say it is unrealistic, but what I'm saying is that the one involved in recovering it, making reference to the special prosecutor, that's not and has not convinced us enough that he's committed to pursuing such cases. When you go to court, the judges or the court system, it says that the court and the judge is not an investigative body. The judge will only adjudicate over cases and evidence you present before it. And so if you have a special prosecutor or an investigative body such as Kisei Jabin, or led by Kisei Jabin, who over the past years has made us realize that he is very competent when it comes to taking evidence that are so weak for the court to throw out, it becomes difficult. And I think it will be so unwise on anyone's stage to think that he or she is going to have any confidence in any matter that is being initiated or pursued by the special prosecutor.
So how then do we recover these funds so far as Kisei Jabin sits as the special prosecutor?
I will want to encourage the Attorney General, because it looks like so far the Attorney General seems to be doing a good work. I will want to encourage the